The Soul Splitter, or the Split Soul Katana, is a special grade curse tool worth around 500 million yen, or £2.6 million, aka $3.27 million. So it's fair to say it must be pretty powerful, valuable, and on top of that, it's wielded by one of the strongest characters in the whole entire series. Dido. And Maki and Toji happen to use it, but that's not as big of a deal as the GOAT Dido. Yes, I have analysed the sword in detail before in this cursed tool video, but that was more of a straight up analysis and it's a little bit outdated. This video is more of an unscripted discussion. Anyway, what is the Split Soul Katana? The Split Soul Katana is a special grade curse tool. Now, all special grade curse tools are imbued with a curse technique, the only exception of course being Playful Cloud. However, the curse technique imbued in the Split Soul Katana is the curse technique to cut the soul directly, and as a result it bypasses all resistances and durability, which is why anyone who can wield the Soul Splitter no dips Mahito, since that's his whole gimmick. Like, if you destroy his soul, he is just messed. He cannot win. Who has used the Split Soul Katana? Well, we have a handful of characters. Most notably, we have Maki and Toji, who use it quite a lot during their appearances. Maki a lot more so. And we also have Dido, who uses it in the fight against Naoya, which I'll talk about later. Now, the whole gimmick with the Split Soul Katana is that it has one very important restriction. So, you know how I said it's worth 500 million yen? Well, Playful Cloud is worth a little bit more than that. Okay, because anyone can use Playful Cloud and it will just buff their strength. The Split Soul Katana, while being incredibly powerful, has one major restriction, and that restriction is that for you to use the curse technique of the Split Soul Katana, you must be able to sense and perceive the shape of the soul, which is a very strange ability in the world of Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, as I say, the three characters who can perceive the soul, who use it, are the aforementioned Maki, Toji, and Dido. There is a difference between the main two users. Skipping Dido, Maki, and Toji, though they both use the Split Soul Katana, they are two different versions of the sword, right? So let me just discuss the big difference between these two, because the original Split Soul Katana wielded by Toji, that was kept inside his inventory, cursed and used throughout the hidden inventory arc, is the original, right? This is worth 500 million yen. It's from more than likely the Zenin clan's weapon storage, and, you know, Toji uses it. But once Toji is hit with the Hollow Purple, Geto then takes his armory. After that we get JJK0, and in that, Geto is defeated by Rika and Yuta, and then the inventory curse dies. And when the inventory curse dies, what the f happened to the Split Soul? What? And then after that, the original version of the Split Soul Katana kind of just falls off the face of the planet. We know that all the weapons inside of Geto/Toji's inventory curse, such as Playful Cloud, Chain of 1,000 Miles, etc., stuff like that, well, maybe not the chain since that was also destroyed, but all those weapons inside of Wormy, this little inventory curse, all those weapons went inside the Zenin storage, which is why Maki wants it during the Perfect Preparation act. She wants to go there and get all the cursed tools because she needs them to fight. But for some reason, we don't know what happened to the Soul Splitter. Like, Toji puts it back inside Wormy, seemingly, and we just never see it again. The next time we see the Soul Splitter, it is not the original version. The next version is created by Mai after she uses her construction curse technique on her deathbed and sacrifices her life to make a replica of the original Split Soul Katana. Now, her version is a lot different because it feels like Gege was just kind of inspired by Bleach, because Maki and Mai's version of the Split Soul is like a Zanpakuto. Like, Mai is still alive, she can still communicate to Maki. Maki and Mai still communicate through the sword. She says, for example, when Dido uses the Split Soul Katana, she acknowledges it and explains to Maki that Mai let Dido wield her, which is a weird sentence to say, but they're two different swords. For some reason, Mai decided to make a replica of the sword, which suggests maybe, you know, the original Split Soul was destroyed, so she had to make a replica or become a replica of the sword. So far as the original goes, I'm pretty sure we don't know where the hell it went. Maybe it was just inside the Zenin storage, we don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was destroyed at some point, we just kind of don't know. I mean, since Geto can't perceive the soul as far as anyone's aware, and I doubt he can, I mean, doesn't even have a simple domain, RCT, or raid domain expansion, but it wouldn't make sense for him to use it, so it's not like he would have threw it away either. I don't know what happened to the original Split Soul. Mai is basically Zangetsu, the original sword is kind of just gone. Moving on. In what cases have we seen the sword used? Well, the first case we see of it ever is Toji wielding it. During the Hidden Inventory arc, we see Geto, upon, Toji's first real ambush, he uses a cursed spirit to kind of just eat Toji, and he cuts himself out with the Split Soul. Toji takes down Geto, and he uses the Split Soul Katana to cut the Rainbow Dragon in half. Now, this is a weird feat, to be honest, because at this point, Geto is pretty much like, I don't know if he's special grade at this point. I don't know. But, like, he doesn't... The strongest spirits he has at that time are the Kuchisake Owner and the Rainbow Dragon, which suggests they're a big deal, but to be honest, I think they're both grade 1s, but that's an entirely different story. Toji slices straight through the Rainbow Dragon, and Geto states that it has the toughest hide among cursed spirits, whatever that means. And because of the Split Soul Katana's, kind of hacks ability to straight damage the soul and go through any resistances, he just slices it in half, right? And then, as I say, this is kind of like the last time we see the Split Soul. Right, it disappears at this point. As soon as Toji leaves the building, he gives Riko's corpse away. That's the original sword kind of gone, right? Then we cut to the future. We get the version with Maki and Mai. Mai sacrifices herself, becomes a Split Soul. Then Maki proceeds to use it, kills her father. Obviously, what's his name again? God damn it, he's trash. What's his name? It's like a 3-letter name in it. Oh, God, that's gonna annoy me. What's he called? What the fuck's that dad called? Ogi, that's his name. Thank you, Google. She cuts Ogi's head off, and then she wields Dragonbone at the same time, dual-wielding swords. Her sister and Dragonbone at the same time gets rid of the Kukuru squad, gets rid of Jinichi, and, like, the rest of those fodders. And she uses it in the fight against Naoya, kind of. She doesn't really use it against Naoya. She has it. She has both her swords there, but I guess she just puts them on the ground and decides to punch him in the mouth instead, which is fair enough. Then, after the perfect prep arc, Maki's just kind of chilling, and the next major fight we see with her, well, not even that, we kind of see flashes to her as characters discuss her, and she's still using the Split Soul. She's just clearing out with the Split Soul, so this is her main weapon of choice now. I mean, Dragonbone's just kind of gone, which is, rip, but whatever. Then we get to the second main usage of the Split Soul, or the Mai Split Soul, or whatever you want to call it, by Maki, and that is during the Naoya fight. And during the Naoya fight, we see it kind of used throughout. At the start of the fight, we don't see Maki use it well, because she's not at, like, full power yet. She needs to do sumo for a while. She uses it initially against Naoya, does some minor damage, and then Daido picks it up. Daido does some major damage to everyone's shock, because it's kind of out of nowhere. He just shows up, has no cursed energy. Daido can perceive everything, which in turn makes it... He says he can see everything, so in turn it makes it so he can perceive the soul. So he just cuts through Naoya and does a lot of damage out of nowhere. That fight is a lot of stupid stuff in it. It has some stupid stuff in it, like the piercing blood stuff. But anyway, Maki does some sumo. She gets full powered. She is Toji reincarnated, and then after that she is able to slice Naoya with much more lethality than she could before, right? Absolute lethality, as the GOAT Daido would say. Then now he uses Domain. Maki comes from behind and stabs straight through his chest, destroys the soul. No way now he's ever coming back. And then, after she stabs him through the chest, which she will do in her next showing with the Soul Splitter, she also slices him off. So now the GOAT also dead. Now, we skip a little bit past the end of the Culling Games, past Gojo's return, past Gojo vs Sukuna, and we go down to the anti-Sukuna squad. I guess you could call this a little arc in of itself, because it's been going on for a little while, right? So we cut to everyone versus Sukuna, and we see Maki use a Soul Splitter. Just after Yuta's domain gets destroyed, Maki shows up on the battlefield, stabs him from behind, piercing his heart and damaging his soul at the same time, landing a pretty nice surprise attack on him, which Sukuna just kind of says, nuh-uh, wags his finger and says, nah, I'll just forcibly beat my heart with cursed energy, which feels like a fucking bit of bullshit, but Gege loves Sukuna, so what can you do? So the fight continues, everyone kind of gets knocked out, Yuta's messed up, Yuji's messed up, Choso's messed up. Maki kind of fights Sukuna on her own. She takes a black flash. Kusakabe, the GOAT, the actual GOAT. I mean, look at the little character on the right. He is my GOAT. Fights Sukuna for a chapter. We then get, Ino and Yuji doing We get Miguel showing up. We get a lot of stuff. Now, a lot of stuff has happened in regards to the Soul Splitter, right? It's not the most notable weapon in the world, but it's kind of weird that during this final part with Sukuna and Maki, I don't think Maki refers to Mai as the sword. They don't talk during the battle or anything like that, as far as I'm aware. But that's pretty much a shortened down version of what the Soul Splitter does and where it's used. Now, here's one thing of interest, right? Throughout the series, as I said, the ability to perceive the soul is very strange, and a bunch of characters get that ability. They just kind of get it. As a result, there's a handful of other characters that may be able to use the Split Soul if you just kind of threw it at them, right? For example, chances are both Sukuna and Yuji, as they, share their body, they both can feel the contours of the shape of the soul. I think Mahito said they can perceive the soul, right? Since they can both perceive the soul, they both could theoretically use the Split Soul Katana. Whether or not Maki would let them is a different question. I mean, maybe that'll happen in the future. Maybe after this flame arrow, Sukuna will just nick Mai, I guess. Who knows? Well, anyway, some other people I've seen theorize that maybe Gojo could also use the Split Soul Katana. I don't know about that, simply due to the fact that people think the Six Eyes may have the ability to perceive the soul. I don't know about that. I don't think that's stated. It's just he can see cursed energy on a molecular level, and it increases his cursed energy efficiency to an insane degree. But I don't know personally if he could use the Split Soul Katana. And even if he could use it on a character level, I doubt he would ever. If he would win if he used the Split Soul Katana against Sukuna, I doubt he would use it, simply due to the fact that he's the strongest. Why would he need them? He doesn't need a crutch. He's the strongest, so why would he need a curse tool? I'm trying to think of anyone else who could possibly perceive the soul. I guess Mahito would be a weird one, since his whole gimmick is, he can change the shape of the soul, so chances are he can perceive the soul, and as a result, could probably use the Soul Splitter, which is pretty dope. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about the current placement of the Soul Splitter. I doubt it's going to be the big deal changer. It's clearly done damage to Sukuna, it's damaged his soul, it's stabbed him through the heart, and it's Maki's main primary weapon beyond, hands, as we saw during, Yuji and Maki versus Sukuna, just after Meguna comes out. There's not much else to say about it. Pretty cool curse tool. It has a pretty cool design, a nice curved blade and like fur around the hilt. Pretty cool, as I discussed in my curse tools video from a while back, which is outdated as hell, but this video is a bit different from my others. It was pretty much an unscripted piece, so I know there's a couple of things I got wrong, such as Dido not having cursed energy. He does have some, just an incredibly negligible amount, but overall, as I said, it's just a non-scripted discussion little video thing. That being said, the next video is going to be a big collab idea I've got planned with a couple other JJK content creators, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, toodles my doodles, hope I see you in the next one. Peace.